boys and girls. Today, Addie and I are here with you to read the next chapter of Amelia Bedelia and the Cat's Meow. Yesterday, she and I read chapter 1 for Mrs. Robertson, and we decided we are going to read the whole chapter for all of our friends at Carroll Manor. So, Miss Robertson will be back for the next chapter book, but in the meantime, let's find out what happens with Amelia Bedelia. I know the first chapter, she had just gotten caught in the desk drawer. Let's see what happens in moving your marbles without losing your marbles. Chapter 2. Amelia Bedelia jumped, smacking the top of her head with the desk. Yow! 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 The desk drawer slipped out of her hand and thumped shut. Was she in trouble? Nope. Mainly because the person standing over her wasn't Miss Garcia. It was Penny, gazing at Amelia Bedelia. Wide-eyed through her glasses, Amelia Bedelia, whispered Penny. Come on, everybody got a head start on us. We only have a few more minutes to make something. She grabbed Amelia Bedelia's arm and pulled her back over to the maker table. Miss Garcia was watching Clay demonstrate a slingshot he'd made with some sticks and rubber bands. Everybody else was already testing their inventions and making improvements. Amelia Bedelia and Penny had some catching up to do. Amelia Bedelia needed a good idea. There was a big cardboard box in the middle of the table. She started with that. She put the box on the floor and jumped into it. She counted to 10. Then she hopped out. No new ideas popped into her brain. She frowned. Weird. Why wasn't this working? She stepped back into the box. Amelia Bedelia, what are you doing? Said a voice behind her. This time it was Miss Garcia. Amelia Bedelia stepped back out of the box. I'm thinking outside the box, she said. Miss Garcia smiled. Amelia Bedelia, you're very good at coming up with great ideas. See what happens next. You are a great thinker. You don't need a box. All you need is your brain. Now, ready? Set.
Go.
Think. Good guess, though. Miss Garcia moved around the table to check on Joy's progress. Joy had used a thin piece of wood to build a ramp. She was trying to roll a marble down it, but her ramp was too steep and the marble kept veering off to one side or the other. Failure is part of the invention, Miss Garcia said. Remember, a good inventor is always ready to go back to the drawing board. Amelia Bedelia smiled. Exactly. She reached across the table and grabbed a board, and just like the one Joy was using, she found a pencil. Then she went to work. The science room was quiet, except for the sound of marbles rolling, tape unrolling, and Harriet scampering on her wheel. Amelia Bedelia concentrated on her board, sketching out her idea. Anyone have an invention ready to go? Miss Garcia finally asked, breaking the silence. Amelia Bedelia raised her hand. Oh, okay. Come over here and show us all, said Miss Garcia, pointing to a small table on the other side of the science room. Five white marbles sat on the table. Miss Garcia had used masking tape to mark off a distance of 12 inches. Can you get the marbles from here to there without touching them? Miss Garcia pointed to the start line and the finish line. Amelia Bedelia nodded as her classmates gathered all around. She kneeled and slipped her board underneath 2 of the table legs. Now the table was tilted with one end, the end closest to the starting line, a little bit higher than the other. Slowly the marbles began to roll across the surface of the table. When they had almost reached the 12-inch mark, Amelia Bedelia slipped her board out from under the table legs and the marbles rolled to a stop. Whoa! You did it, said Clay, giving Amelia Bedelia a high five. I went back to the drawing board, she said, and it worked. Skip had made a suction tube with paper towel rolls and a turkey baster, but he could only get one marble to the finish line. Keep thinking, said Miss Garcia. Is there another way to approach this puzzle? Joy had constructed a ramp out of board and blocks. Let's see what she does with those board and blocks. What do you think she's going to do with the board and blocks? What do you think she's going to do? She's got a board and blocks. Yeah. What do you think, though? What do you think she's going to do with a board and blocks? And it says she had taped them together.
I know.
What do you think?
So, like the box is like going to like stay. Like then the board's gonna come like this, and then she's gonna tape it so then the marbles can roll down.
Oh, I like that idea. Let's see what she does. That's a good prediction. She taped them together and made a paper scoop to pick up the marbles so she could place them on top of the ramp. So far you're right. She had to use the ramp, but remember, we couldn't use our hands, so she picked a scoop. But 3 of her marbles fell off the ramp before they'd moved 12 inches. Keep making improvements, said Miss Garcia. How can you slow the momentum of a marble? That means how can you slow it down so it doesn't go off the table? Cliff's slingshot was very good at moving the marbles, but he had to pick them up to put them in it. How can you solve that? Said Miss Garcia. Turn the problem over in your mind. Out of all the kids in the class, only Amelia Bedelia had made an invention that moved all 5 marbles 12 inches without her touching them once. What are you thinking?
For the slingshot, I think he would take like tweezers and then grab it, and then pull it back on the slingshot, and then open it a little so then it can go like down the ramp.
That might be a good strategy to try. We'd have to try that out if we were in there, huh? When the bell finally rang for recess, everyone ran outside. Joy grabbed a ball, and Amelia Bedelia, Dawn, Skip, Wade, Joy, and Penny raced to the 4-square court. It was their favorite recess game. Smack! Amelia Bedelia whacked the ball as hard as she could. It bounded into Skip's square, and he whacked it back to her. Smack! 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 Playing a game of 4-square. Here we go. The ball bounced from Skip and Penny to Joy to Amelia Bedelia, back to Joy, back to Amelia Bedelia, who gave it the hardest smack that she could. Smack! 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 You do it.
Smack, smack, smack.
The ball whizzed into Penny's square.
Smack.
Yeah, the ball whizzed into Penny's square, bounced once and kept going. Penny lunged for it, but missed. She was out. The ball was out too. Out of the 4-square court, it rolled over the playground and bounded down the little hill, scattering wood chips. I'll get it, yelled Amelia Bedelia, chasing after the ball. The ball gained speed as it headed down the hill, just as the marbles had gotten faster when they'd headed down the Joy's ramp. It bounced across a little patch of grass and rolled between some trees in the far corner of the playground. Amelia Bedelia plunged right after it. There it is. I wonder what slowed that ball down. What was it?
The gate.
The gate? I'm looking at the picture. Look at the picture again. Boys and girls, what do you think created the friction
the tree
to slow down that ball? We'll answer that question the next time we come. What would slow down the ball from running down the hill or from rolling down the hill so quickly? Think about friction and the rules. Until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow when we read chapter 3 of Amelia Bedelia called Curiosity Killed the Cat. Bye, boys and girls.
Bye.